Hey guys, Cover 66 Pojo here. Um, just got back from regionals. I figured I'd do a deck profile on my Blackwings, which I took. I went 5-4, but this was my first time playing um, Blackwings in a tournament ever, so I misplayed constantly. Um, I was also the first time I've ever used a side deck, and so I kind of had to, you know, improvise a bit on what I brought because I wasn't quite prepared. And then this was my first regional tournament ever, actually. So the mat, this is what you get when you went top 8 in the regionals or when you topped at the Dragon Duel. My 9-year-old brother got third in Dragon Duels, and got his invite to nationals, and this is his mat, not mine, but it looks pretty enough, so I wanted to use it. The deck's actually pretty solid for not having like warnings or Pot of Duality. I traded for a few cards at regionals that I would now put in this deck, but I figured I'd give you guys the profile for what I did at the actual tournament. So here we go. 3 Super Shura, you know, standard. 3 Dual Terminal Bora. Some people are running Bora at 2 this format, and I think that's stupid. The fact that he can be special summon, he's a piercer, and he works with Icarus attack is just ridiculous. He needs to be run at 3. Sirocco is at 3. He's common. Some people are running him at 2. I like him at 3. I would have super Siroccos if they weren't $50 a piece. 3 common Kalutes. It's kind of standard, you know. 2 Ulti Vayu. It's also kind of standard. Some people run 1. I like 2 better. 2 Blizzard, common. Some people run 3. I like 2 better. A Gale, Gold Gale. Super Dad. A lot of people hated on me today because this is super, and you know, apparently if you run super you're a noob, so I guess that makes me lame. Common Spirit Reaper. This guy was probably one of the most pro cards ever in my deck today. I think I sat on one guy for like 6 turns straight while I built up a hand, and he couldn't get over this Spirit Reaper. It was really funny. Spells. 2 Book of Moon. I used to run 3, but for whatever reason, I don't remember why, but I got pissed that I was always drawing into it when I didn't want it. So I took one out, and I draw into Book of Moon all the time. So drawing into it isn't a problem at 2, so I'm keeping it at 2 for now. Hobby League MST, Ultra MST. Again, look at this, bad quality, you can't even tell, but, you know, whatever. MST is just too good to not use. It gets rid of those ridiculous royal decrees and all that bad stuff. Super Black Whirlwind. Ulti Allure. Ultra Monster Reborn. Super Dark Hole. And then Common Trunade. I don't have a super, even though super's like $4. I haven't spent the money to get one. 3 gold Ick Attack. Ick Attack is so pro. One of my favorite cards ever. 2 Bottomless Shuffle. Gold, both of them. 2 Compulsories. This is what I ran in place of like warnings. Like if I had warnings, they would go here. I was trying to decide if I wanted to do D-Prisons or Compulsories before the regionals, and I picked Compulsory just because Compulsory can hit set monsters too, and it wrecks with synchros that having to go back to the extra deck. I mean, I guess Dimensional Prison removing them from play is equally as good, but I don't know. I wanted to use Compulsory just because it hits set things as well. So it gets those Rykos off the field, and I don't have to even flip them up first. 1 Ultra Torrential. Super Rare Deck Devastation Virus. This card is the MVP of my deck. Tribute a dark monster with 2,000 or more attack, so Sirocco or any of the Blackwing synchros, or Cataster, whatever it is. For the next 3 of your opponent's turns, you get to check their entire field, their entire hand, and every card he or she draws. And every monster with 1,500 or less attack is destroyed and sent to the, or it doesn't. It's just destroyed. It doesn't say sent to the graveyard, I don't believe. It just says destroy all monsters. So it works with like Banisher of Radiance. If you side that, you can still use this card. Like, I mean, things like, let's say you're playing Frognarks, they can't even get Treeborn out, because if they special Treeborn, it instantly dies. Because this isn't like, you know, only during your main phase I blow up everything you have. No, this is 3 turns of yours constantly. I'm blowing up everything with 1,500 or less attack, and this wrecked people today. I almost want to side another copy of this card because it was just so good. So people who don't have this card, playtest with it. See if you like it, because it's fantastic. I love it. A common Mirror Force because I'm lame and don't have an Ultra. Common Dark Bribe because I'm lame and I don't have a Super. The Dark Bribe is in place of either a Warning or a Judgment, because I actually traded my Judgment a little bit before Regionals, like about a week or 2 ago, and I haven't gotten another one. So I needed something to negate Spawn Traps, and I had a Dark Bribe. I actually sided 1 Dark Bribe, also just in case. I felt like I never sided into it, though. I don't know why I had it in my side. It was kind of a waste of a spot. But again, you know, first side deck, first regionals, whatever. And then 1 Real Oppression. Good. It's a good card. Good stuff. Extra deck is pretty bad because I didn't have a bunch of cards, but this is what it was beforehand. 1 Ulti Silverwind. 1 Gold Stardust. 1 Ultra Infernity Doom Dragon. I never ever get this guy out. I don't know why I have him in there. He's terrible. 1 Super Colossal Fighter. And 1 Red Dragon Archfiend Super. That's like level 8s. I have too many level 8s. I need to get more level 7s or something. 2 Armor Master, 1 Ulti, 1 Gold. He's just amazing. Secret Black Rose. I've got 2 Gold Armed Wings. They're, you know, Armed Wing. From what I've noticed from other people's decks and everything, usually run 1 Armed Wing per Blizzard. So if you're running 3 Blizzard, I guess run 3 Armed Wing, and if you're running 2, run 2. That's just the general observation I've made. It might not actually be the rule per se, but that's what I've noticed. Secret Goyo. Secret Bryo. Iron Chain Dragon. This guy actually, for decks that don't like to be milled or be put in the graveyard, this is actually somewhat funny. It's just 2,500 attack, level 6. When it does damage, they mill the 3 cards off the top of their deck. I don't know, it's kind of useful. It was fun to use. I used it like once or twice. Cataster. Like, I need a magical android. I don't have one of those. And then Chimera Tech. I didn't play a single Machina deck at all today, so this didn't get any use at all. That was the deck. I guess I could show you my side deck. It was, again, I had to kind of make this up on the spot. So 2 DD Crow. I actually used this a lot. Was pretty good. 2 Cyber Dragons. This one's a super, this one's a common. Cyber Dragon I sided in almost every match, and I used him almost every match. It was pretty funny. 2 Noblemen of Crossout. I hit Raikou twice with Nobleman and Spy once. So Nobleman was good. 2 Corridor of Agony. Without this card, I would not have 2-0'd the Glads that I went against. The guy had he opened both games with 2 Test Tigers and a Laquari. Well, actually, no, the first game was a Bestiari, and the second game was Laquari. And the first game he got to use the stuff, but I ended up beating him anyway. And then the second game I had the Corridor of Agony. I drew into both of them, but I had one on the field, and he couldn't do anything. He just sat there, and I poked him to death. 2 Chain Disappearance, another really good card. This got rid of like Fishborg Blasters and Debris Dragons, Dandelions, whatever you can think of. It nailed them. 1 Crevice, so Crevice. 1 Mask of Restrict. I didn't play a single Frognarch deck today, which is weird because I expected to play a lot of them. Didn't see a single one. There's a Dark Bribe I said that I had in there. Never used it. The Transmigration Prophecy, really good if you want to get like your Monster Reborn, your Dark Hole back, and then throw in one of their cards back into their deck. Especially if they Monster Reborn something, it's funny to use. And then Gotham Z-Call. Actually, before regionals started, I saw about like 4 or 5 people asking around for like Emmer's Blades and stuff, and people shuffling around their X-Sabers, so I knew that a bunch of people were playing them there, but I never faced a single X-Saber deck, so I never got to use it. That was the deck profile. Again, I've got some other cards now that I would be putting in place of cards since I traded, but I can alter my deck list. So yeah, that's the deck. See you guys.